So I just told my boss what I've done, and he's told me to tell you that don't try this at home. Deep frying is not what the griddle is intended for. Mod time. I've been wanting to deep fry on the Razor Griddle for a very long time. You see, this can do a great number of things, but deep frying technically isn't one of them, but I will make it happen. You see, the Razor Griddle has a grease trap in the front, and it's a very regular shape. Unlike other griddle models, we won't name them, this one has a nice square hole for your grease to go down. Now, my logic is, with the sides and with the hole stopped up, I should be able to make a tank, right? Now I went through in my mind about how I was going to do this. Am I going to 3D print something? Am I going to make a silicon mold and put a stopper in? I am a lo-fi human being. I went to the hardware store and I got a cork sanding block, and it is almost the right shape in width and just a little bit long on this side. So I'm just going to carve it down and then just stick it in the hole, fill it with oil, and see how it goes. A little bit on the wide side, so I need to take some more off. Let's see how this goes. Yes, it worked. So at first glance, it looks like that this has worked pretty well. I'm a nervous Nelly, so I'm gonna leave the grease cup in there in case it all goes belly up. But I think we're ready to go prep our chicken.
My marinade was really simple. It was salt, MSG, hot sauce, and ginger powder. And I cut up the chicken breast, scored it, and wrapped it in and set it aside for a couple of hours. Now I actually removed the lid of the griddle because I didn't want to get it too greasy.
So, will this work? I am not convinced, but it's not going to stop me from giving it a go anyway. So I've got canola oil here, and I guess at this point I'm just going to pour it on. So this part seems to be holding up pretty well. You can see that it is actually soaking into the cork, which is roughly what I want. My work isn't perfect. There's like a few drops coming out, but it's at a slow enough rate that I can just sort of quickly take the cup out, put it back in the oil, and call everything okay, I think. I also feel like I probably could use about 4 liters of oil. I'm not sure how many gallons that is, but like a lot more. But I'm not prepared to do that because I don't know what I'm going to do with all that amount of canola oil afterwards. So this is just a proof of concept that I can bung it up. But in the meantime, I'll make it deeper just by leaving it off kilter slightly so the oil rolls to one side of the griddle. But for now, snorkel frying is what we're going to call it. It's deep, but it's not that deep.
I am no fried chicken expert, but I just dredged my chicken thighs in a wholemeal flour and made a bit of an egg wash with the leftover marinade, and then put it straight down on the fryer.
I've got the chicken skin here. Oh.
Howdy! Colonel Pogo at your service, y'all!
Now with the 2 liters of canola oil that I have on the griddle already, I'm getting about 1 inch of depth. I think with maybe another 2 liters I'd be getting close to double that, but I don't think it's all that necessary. After you add the chicken, Archimedes' law kicks in and it actually increases, you know, a decent amount.
All my hopes and dreams are here, right on this griddle at the moment. Now we actually sell like a pan that's used for deep frying. You can put it straight on the griddle. But here's my pitch to the designers at Razor Griddle. Maybe just make one of these that fits the hole. And then we can be deep frying so efficiently. There's no transfer of heat from one source of metal to another. It's just fire, metal, oil. I'm a genius. So here it is. That tastes fantastic. I did leave it on there slightly too long. It's a little dry. Maybe this should be done with chicken thighs. So I'm going to serve it up with some mee goreng. Super simple, we're not fancy here.
The mee goreng, textbook last minute decision. Went well with the chicken though, along with some chicken skin, bit of spring onions and some extra sort of furikake seasoning. Delicious.
So I just told my boss what I've done, and he's told me to tell you that don't try this at home. Deep frying is not what the griddle is intended for. So yeah, don't try this at home, especially if you're not wanting to make a mess inside, and especially if you're, don't want to buy another appliance. Just a bit of chiseling, but my gosh, the results are just fantastic. So yeah, don't try this at home. This has been Griddle Mods. This is my breakfast, by the way.